Welcome back, everybody. Today is Saturday, June 24th. I actually pulled off the side of the road so I could actually see what the date is. Back in my shop days, I always knew the day and the date, but this new job, I just can't get it figured out. I can tell you what day it is, but I never know the date. So I want to do a couple updates. It is a very cool, maybe 70 degrees. We're supposed to be below average for the next few days. So I decided to come down Marietta Road. It's a very pretty ride, and most of the road's in decent shape. It is on the smaller side when it comes to roads I travel. I'd call this one just a good old back road. I want to do a couple updates today. So the first update is on the old Spider. When it spent 2 months in the shop, March and April for the transmission issue, and I picked it up. We had some issues with parts not being put on the Spider, and then we had some other issues with parts being broken. Two weeks later, I discovered, for all you that don't know, I discovered that the windscreen was cracked. These windscreens above 60 miles per hour, sometimes even lower if the wind's just right, really buffets your helmet. So I heard if you put inch spacers between the mount and the windscreen to get a little bit more rake on it, it helps. So 2 weeks after I got it out of the shop, I decided to pull the windscreen up. You just loosen 4 bolts, lift it up, put in your 1-inch spacers, and when removing the bolts, the rubber isolators that should be between the mount and the windscreen, the rubber isolators weren't there. They were actually on the top side of the windscreen underneath the trim. Once I started looking, I noticed, not really looking, once you remove the trim, it's pretty obvious. The windscreen has a huge crack in it from where it was tightened down without those rubber isolators. Don't know if I reached out to the manufacturer first or if I called the shop. I probably called the manufacturer. I always reach out to them first, just with all the issues in the past. Very beautiful. They told me, you know, I have to reach out to the dealer and see if they'll take care of it, blah, 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 blah. Reached out to the dealer, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I'm going to look down. So here's the windscreen. They removed these and broke those. So those go all the way forward. You have to remove the windscreen. So they told me they didn't remove the windscreen, and then the bracketry, they removed it as an assembly. So therefore they couldn't break it. But with everything else that's broken on it, someone was in there. It was in their hands for 2 months. That's the facts. It wasn't broken before it went in, or that crack would have been full of salt. So, long story short, I reached out to BRP for the 3rd time. They sent me an email the 12th and said they were going to send this up to the next... Ooh, this thing moved around quite a bit back there. They were going to sent it up to the next level, and I haven't heard anything. So it's been 12, 13 days. Call them today. The representative told me they're the manufacturer, they're not the dealer, they can't do anything, it's out of their hands, they don't get involved in stuff like that, they can't overreach their boundaries, and call the dealer and tell them to fix their mistake. Bullcrap. So BRP's not going to cover it, the dealer's not going to cover it. We'll go ahead and slow down now. We've had tons of rain, so there is going to be tons of gravel. So, once again, I feel bad customer service from both the manufacturer and the dealer. You know, if you're a respectable dealer, and they're supposed to be one of the best in Ohio, you would stand behind the work that your techs do. I just have a feeling, and my feeling is that their tech did the heavy work on this thing, and this is just how I feel. But I don't know. I mean, he left a bolt out of the motor that goes from the motor to the transmission, and so he could have just had an off week when he was putting this thing back together. But to me, it's like two different people worked on this Spider. You know, he did the heavy transmission motor issue work and pulled it out and put it back in, and then they sent it to their prep guys or gals, I mean prep person, then to put all the plastics on it. I mean, that's just how it seems. I don't see how an experienced, and I understand people have bad days, and you know, I was a tech for 21 years. I just get the feeling that two different people worked on this Spider. You can't have that many mistakes as a seasoned tech, I feel. So that's my rant on BRP. Boo BRP, and boo Middletown Cycles. It's not customer service. It's not. That's a lot of freaking gravel right there. That's just not, I feel, how you run things. You know, these things are not cheap. It's not a $5,000 bike. I did get a decent deal on this one, but still, you know, I have close to $20,000 wrapped up in what you see. You know, a base model F3, standard shift, shad bags on the back, Blue Ridge windscreen. This road is absolutely gorgeous. There's definitely something dead back there because it stinks. So shame on Middletown Cycle, shame on BRP. It's about time that BRP and their dealers get in line and communicate and take care of some of these customers' concerns. I posted on both manufacturers' website, well, the shop's website and BRP's Facebook page, that I feel they suck. This is one of my favorite parts through here. Out in the sun, it's quite nice. Once you step into the shade, it's on the cool side. You know, I'm used to 90-degree weather, and now it's 68, 70 degrees. But yeah, this is absolutely amazing. You can't be in a bad mood when you're doing stuff like this, through something like this. Okay, so now that that's over with, so is my rant. to do with this channel is, it seems like most people come out and they say, I'm going to have a video Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, or Monday and Friday. So I'm going to sit down in the next week or so and see what days I can do that. The bad news is that means I'm going to have to take a ride in the middle of the week. Which, I mean, that's just horrible. And I'm just going to have to do it. You know, I'm going to have to grab the wife or my daughter. She loves going out on this thing and go for a ride. Make another video. That way I can produce at least 3 videos a week, and I would love to do, right now I want to shoot for 3. Realistically it might only be 2, but I'll sit down this week. I'm running a week behind with all my videos, so I have one from last week and that I haven't even gone through yet. I just put it off the camera this morning and put it on the laptop. So I think that was last Sunday's video. That way I'm coming out with videos on certain days and everybody knows. I want to thank everybody for watching my videos. I am going to enjoy a beautiful little ride. I want to thank everybody for following me and to watching.